Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. In today's live stream, we are going to be talking about, you guys have guessed it, swing trading stocks. We're going to be talking about how to properly swing trade, how to go about it, how to get that ball started to consistently make money. That's the big thing here, is being consistent. Anybody can buy a stock, right? But in order to be a successful trader, you have to be consistent. So guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed this, and if you guys do, hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget, today is the last day for the 50% off sale, so make sure you guys check it out down below. Code SCHOOL, 50% off. You guys have access to private live streams, quizzes, lectures, everything. If you want to take trading to the next level, I highly recommend it. You won't regret it. Private live streams, quizzes, lectures, private group chat, all that good stuff. So make sure you guys check it out, and let's jump into this here. So when it comes with navigating the stock market and swing trading in general, right, there is a million different ways you guys can make money. But I love the expression MISS, M-I-S-S. Make it simple, stupid. I'm not the type of trader where I'm going to have 30 charts up, where I'm going to have 50 indicators. No, I keep everything as simple as I can. I find when I overcomplicate my trading, it's a recipe for disaster. So the first thing that I always do, and one thing that I would recommend doing, is getting a handy dandy trading journal. This is the one that I use. I highly recommend it, and I'll put it down below. But having a trading journal will, just off that, it'll separate you from other traders, because what you're going to be focusing on now is developing a checklist. So a checklist is a way where you can choose quality over quantity. So, when you go on YouTube or TikTok, there's going to be so many different people telling you to buy stocks. Somebody could be telling you to buy, the same person could be telling you to sell. So in my opinion, I think that having a good checklist is an easy way where you can start building up your criteria. So the first thing on my checklist is an upward trend. Then we have level of support. Then we have an RSI under a 30. We want to know when the earnings is, because for me, I don't want to hold through an earnings report. I find it very risky holding through an earnings, so I don't do it. I would highly recommend that. But the next thing is having a good risk and reward, minimum of 3 to 1. And then you have, what's the stock price? Do we have any lower time frame support, any lower breakout? So let's show you an example. And if you guys are watching, make sure you guys double tap on the screen. And if you guys are watching, we aren't even close to our subscriber goal. We're only 2.8% there. So if you guys are watching, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. But so with MCK here, what do we notice? Upward trend, check. Level of support, check, because it's on that 200-day moving average line. So, indicators, moving average lines, they're all crucial for trading. I really love the 200-day. You guys can see it hits it, and we get some good buying pressure. In the past, you guys can see it hits it, and we get good buying pressure there as well. So the next thing, RSI. RSI is under 30. It's a trading for a 24. Earnings, it just went through an earnings, so we're in the clear. So going through that checklist to determine if you should buy a position is crucial. But how do you know when to buy? So that's a super common question I get asked, is finding some sort of support. So you guys can see here this block. This represents a heavy support for the stock. You guys can see how many times we get buying pressure there and how many times we get selling pressure. Hello, sir. Like the book classes were great. Awesome, plus a sub. I appreciate you, Mitch. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Mitch is the man. That's all I gotta say. But so finding some level of support here. And Mitch, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Like always, I always want to make sure everybody feels comfortable asking. There's no such thing as a bad question. But slide that over a little bit there. But all right, yeah, so you guys can see the heavy support here. Looking at Costco, you guys can see a similar thing, right? You guys can see this one here was on this general downward trend like such. Okay, but you might be saying, well, Carter, why did you enter? Well, it's very, very simple here. So, you can see just this general parallel downward trend. So we entered on the breakout here. You guys can actually see entering on the breakout, and it does have good support here. So if we draw out that block, obviously you don't want to make a huge block, because then you'll always see support. But a good block here, you know, where you can kind of just see natural tendencies of getting buying pressure, minimum of 3 touches, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting buying pressure all in that zone represents good support. So hopping in there, had the good breakout, stock's rallying its way up, and then boom. We got some sell-off here today under the moving average lines, so we'll probably hop out of this position tomorrow. I'm hoping we can actually get a little buying pressure there, and I'll just hop out. The reason why we're hopping out is because it just fell below the moving average lines. Very simple. I don't overcomplicate my trades, keeping it as simple as I can here. You know, another thing here is let's now talk about some stocks here with some opportunity. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. You know, we are going to be going live on TikTok too. So if you guys are watching, you know, make sure you guys check me out on TikTok. We're at, I think, about 12,000 followers, which is awesome. So, but all right, stocks with opportunity. So stocks with opportunity, obviously, that's what it is. Some of these stocks are going to be bad. Some are going to be good. Mitch with the $4 donation. I appreciate you, Mitch. That is awesome. I swear, Mitch is the absolute man. Like I said, I appreciate you. You don't have to do that, but it means the world to me. I'll go out and, you know, get my wife a coffee, get myself a coffee. I appreciate it. That's awesome. You know, but stocks with opportunity here, you know, one of the things here is, like I said, these are stocks with some sort of opportunity. Some are going to be great. Some are going to be, you know, bad. But the biggest thing, right, that I always say, it's always better to have a stock on watch and watch it and see how the market reacts to it than not put it on. So with this one here, TRMD, you guys can see if we look at it, the chart just looks like it gets crushed, right, where it goes from $38 to $33. So, you know, there's two approaches that a trader will look at this. There's two different approaches, and it finally comes through with, but I appreciate you, Mitch, with the $4 donation. It came through on your guys' end. But, so there's two different approaches a trader can look at a stock, selling off some things in other boxes. Yeah, yes, I will do that. Let me write that down. Let's scroll further down. Try to use boxes. It doesn't calculate. Okay, yeah, it should be an easy fix on my end. Like I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I said there definitely is going to be bugs, and we're going to be working it out. But we'll do a tutorial, and I have another version actually too, but it's kind of not ready yet for the trading journal. I'm just writing it down in my notebook for tomorrow. And for those of you wondering what that is, in the course here, we do have a really cool trading journal. You know, it's something like you know, this here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Here's one here. I haven't updated this one yet, but this is with the $500 account. So what's cool about this is, you know, as let's pull up the stock here. So 573. So, you know, with this position, with our $500 account, as of right now, you know, this stock is trading for 573 roughly. So with our small account, you know, we're up 5%, and it automatically calculates everything out. So, you know, this is the cool thing in the course. So make sure you guys check that out. But yeah, I'll do a tutorial for you guys, so you can kind of know how to navigate that a little better. Because I know it is a little daunting, and sometimes when you delete things, it'll delete things in the function. So it is kind of a little bit of a pain, and that's why it's kind of a little bit of a work in progress too. So, but all right, so let's get back on track here. So ticker symbol TRMD. TRMD here does look, you know, as a trader, you know, there's two different approaches. The first approach is seeing the sell-off and going, okay, I am not touching that, right? Got the general sell-off, not hopping in. The second approach is looking at the sell-off and going, oh my gosh, this could be an absolute for sale sign for me to buy it. But how do you know? So, you know, going back to our checklist, we go to, at least for me, I go to the hourly, or I go to the daily chart. I like to start off with pretty much really not a lot of indicators. And you guys can see just by looking at this, a good trend line here, right? So hits it, gotten good buying pressure there, good buying pressure. The RSI is about a 34, so it's kind of it's not, it's more on the undervalued side rather than overvalued. Normally on my checklist, I do like to have it under a 30, but over it by 4 points isn't that big of a deal. It won't make or break a trade, so to speak. But if you're just starting out, I would highly recommend being stone cold on your checklist. You'll just be better suited for it. But you guys can see just the good amount of buying pressure we have on it, and we have the minimum of 3 touches, 1, 2, and 3. Recently hits at 4, so that is good. The next thing is going to the earnings. Okay, we had the earnings earlier this month, and actually the earnings wasn't too bad, so that is always good. Because sometimes what happens is we'll see an earnings report. Let's see if they've released a bad one. Maybe a little bit in here where it released that earnings and we did get that gap down, but in general, trading through an earnings, very risky. Now, this one here, I want to go to the hourly, and you guys can see where it just fell below. So now what we're looking for here, we're looking for some sort of reversal, right? We're going to see if we can see some consolidation or some sort of breakout. Those are the ideal situations. Sometimes what we see is a stock that sells off 6%, it immediately gets rebounded, and that's a hard trade to do. That, no matter how good of a trader you are, that type of trade is just risky. Because if you hopped in on the sell-off, the stock could easily just continue to sell off. There's no confirmation. It's a 50-50 chance. It's just like trading through a earnings report. But if we have a little bit of some consolidation like this, finding some support and a possible breakout where the stock hits, these moving average lines come down, and then we can start seeing, the RSI forming a little trend like that, like where you guys can see just establishing, getting some sort of things going in a good way, is a good thing to add. So, having this checklist is super important, but more importantly, just kind of being prepared, having that watch list already kind of planned out, knowing what each stock could be used for. So, MEDP here, similar situation, got some good sell-off. Now it's just seeing if we can get some consolidation, right? Seeing if we can get a stock going flat, some sort of breakout, some sort of trend, something like that would be really, really important here. And you guys can see most of my stocks are very similar, upward trends down to some level of support. That's what we're looking for. Tesla here's a little different. This one here is on this general trend line. It's already, it was up a little bit. We got some sell off today, but this one here, you guys can see just the general trend here. So all of these plays have some sort of opportunity, right? You guys can see this one here is an ETF. This would be an ETF swing trade using the red line, the 200-day moving average line. You guys can see hits it, in the past, gotten good buying pressure, could see a nice move going soon. HMY here sold off down to, I do like this one as well. Sold off down to the 90-day moving average line. Could see a move from like 9, the stock's at 917, setting your stops at, in underneath 9, see if we can get a push up. The hourly does look okay. It does look like it's finally starting to flatten out a little bit, which is good. Where we have a little buying pressure after hours. Gold right now in general has been very volatile. So I do think, anytime you place a trade, what I would recommend doing is going to Finvez. And you guys can see just how massive, let me close this. You guys can see just how massive the day was for the general market. Just a lot of sell-off. But go to the groups tab. This groups tab will kind of give you a general idea of what sectors are doing well. So even today with all this sell-off, customer defense and real estate and utilities are pretty decent. So now when you place a trade, you can be like, all right, well, I know customer defense, it has a possibly a higher probability, but I really wouldn't look at the day's performance. I more would look at the week or month. But either way, I would glance at it and it'll help you with some of your trades. Then we got GFI. I do love this one. It's just forming this general parallel downward trend, looking for a breakout, looking for that move going higher, which is important here. UMA, similar thing, just general downward trend. In the short term, the daily, I believe, is coming in contact here soon with the 200-day moving average line. This one here is almost under that $5 mark. So stocks under $5 historically are just a little more volatile. You guys can see just how rapid these things go up and down. This move might not seem like a big move, but percentage wise, it's 214%. So, that's pretty volatile. But then we got WTRG. WTRG here. This one here is on this general downward trend. There's two approaches here. Entering down here, I'm just kind of more or less just looking at it and seeing what's going on with it, seeing if this thing does get a breakout or something like that. Then we got DO. I really liked this one. I really liked it. You guys can see just the good parallel trend. It was under, it followed all of our checklists, but looking at, the hourly and some other time frames, just look how volatile it is, So I do think right now would probably be a good opportunity to hop in. If you are looking to hop in on it, because it is on, almost that $14 mark, and you could set your stops at like $13.90. I just don't like the spread on it. You guys can see the spreads after hours are pretty insane. Can you show how to get those horizontal and vertical lines to track your cursor? My Moomoo cursor doesn't have that. Are you saying like the thing off to my left, like where I just deleted it? All I do, I'm on the Windows. I'm not sure if you're on Mac. If you double click your cursor, it pops up. So, and you can see, some of the spreads here, which is cool. So you just hover over them. But if that's what you're wondering, you just gotta double click. At least that's how Windows is. I would have to go on my Mac and see, and then if it's not that, then I'll have to go in the settings and all that stuff. But most of the time it's gonna be like here, cursor. It's somewhere. Yeah, it should be just a double click. If it's not that, let me know. Just let me know in the group, in the Discord, and we'll try to figure it out. But yeah, these are all the stocks here with some opportunities here. I do think though this week could be one of the weeks here. Let me remove. Whoa, where are we at? There we are. There we are. Finally. I do think this week here could be a pretty volatile week, just starting off, pretty much the first trading day with some good sell-off. I think we could see some volatility. One of the stocks here I do want to mention before I close out here is NVIDIA, NVDA. NVDA, this thing has gotten annihilated. You guys can see it just been selling off. It's sold off after hours. So for me, looking at this, it's like buying this stock. Let's go ahead and go to the daily. So right now, the stock is like buying it in January, February, March, April, May. So it's like buying the stock in May of this year, and yet they have good revenues and stuff like that. Did you get a chance to update the course with the trend trading tool? I'm guessing probably not. Nope, not yet. Not yet. I haven't. I have not done it. I have not done that. And the trend trading tool. Trend trading tool to the course. But yeah, so I think NVIDIA here could start representing some good buying pressure. I do think historically anything underneath the 90-day moving average lines represent a good opportunity to buy this stock. So we'll see what happens though with it. For me, I would rather have shares than not have shares. But if you're looking to invest into Nvidia or trade it, I probably would recommend, just either waiting for it to get some sell-off down, to under $100 mark, and that could represent a good, good opportunity to start that process of, doing a little bit of a longer swing trade. But for me, I'm not afraid to hold this position a little longer. We had some good buying pressure out of it earlier. It's selling off. We'll probably get more sell off in the next couple of days, but I do think anything under the 90-day moving average lines, I'm gonna just start dollar cost averaging a little bit into it, maybe buying a little bit. Just because we've seen just this general downward trend. So I do think now could be a good chance to start buying a little bit. But guys, we'll end it here. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you guys did, hit that like button, subscribe. Don't forget to check out our school code, SCHOOL, 50% off. Today's the last day for that, so make sure you guys check it out. But we'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care, and we'll probably go live tomorrow.